And we are live. Welcome, brothers, to another show. Today we have a special guest on, man. My brother, Red Alert. What's going on, Red?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Man, what's going on out there in the Dominican Republic right now with this COVID-19 situation, man?
Everything is pretty cool. I mean, there are a lot of things that are shut down. I would say, a good 75 to 80% of the businesses are shut down.
Mm,
They have a curfew that starts at 5 in the evening till 6 in the morning, where you can't even be out in the street. You
hmm
know, and at those times, it's real lonely out there. The streets are by themselves. So, but other than that, the grocery stores, from what I understand, are fully stocked, and
hmm
no one's running out of food. And everybody's just kind of taking it with a grain of salt and living their life, just like me.
Okay. Do you know of any what's the media saying out there? What's the news saying? Are there a lot of infections out there in the DR or?
They have had a few cases here,
Mm,
but it hasn't been in double-digit numbers, and
hmm
those have been primarily on the other side of the island. I do think they had a couple cases in Puerto Plata, but it hasn't been anything drastic like I've been hearing from the United States, where alarm bells are ringing. They're really good about keeping people in the house, and even when you go to the grocery store, they only let a certain amount of people in at a time, and you have to wear a
hmm
mask to get in there, and they spray your hands with sanitizer and all that other kind of stuff. So they are taking the precautions
hmm
to try to keep it under control as best they can.
Okay. Yeah, man, this is like really crazy right here in America. They're shutting down. I think the governor of Florida shut down the entire highway and did like a corona virus checkpoint or something on the highway, man. So it's getting
Oh,
serious out
really?
here, brother. I'm not gonna front to you. It's getting serious. Yeah, most definitely, man. So you out there in Dominican Republic, when's the first time you started traveling out there to DR?
The first time, I
Mm.
believe it was in 2017, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
I just happened to come here on a humble, for my
hmm
birthday one year.
hmm Okay.
So yeah, I haven't been out here for like these other events.
Okay. And did you visit any countries before then?
Oh yeah, I've been all over the Caribbean and Mexico, Yucatan jungle. Just I mean, I decided to move, about 9 or 10 years ago, and I just had been using that time to travel and try to figure out where I might want to go, and just happened to find this place on the humble.
Okay. And so, what made you choose? Because you built a property out there in the Dominican Republic. What made you choose the DR over the other places that you visited?
Well, it was a combination of um, the people, the attitude, the lifestyle,
hmm
of course, how far your money would go. And then I was fortunate enough to meet a couple contacts that kind of reassured me that it's a definite possibility if that's what I wanted to do. So I did a little bit of research and found out that everything was was a was a go, and then I went for it.
Okay. Cool. And was this process was getting everything together? Was it kind of easy or a little difficult at first when you because you got to get together the plans and the blueprints? How'd you set all that up?
Well, it wasn't that hard because I designed everything. So
Oh, awesome. Okay.
the only person I had to argue with was me. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
but I mean, I've heard horror stories, and
Mhm,
I'm pretty sure that some people have had some problems. I'm not saying that my whole experience was smooth as silk, because I
mhm.
think anything you do, you're gonna have some resistance and some problems here or there. But it wasn't anything that would deter me from what I wanted to do, and it was all manageable. I
Okay.
mean, I went into it knowing that there were gonna be pitfalls and ups and downs and things like that. So I just rolled with the punches and kept it moving.
Okay. And is it good to like did you buy your lot of land first out there and then you started to build your house?
Yeah, I found the land first
hmm
and bought that, and then after that, I gathered my workforce, and gave them the designs to the head engineer. We put those down on paper and we broke ground, and I was here every day as it took off the whole process. So it wasn't that bad.
That's excellent, man. That's excellent. And how'd you did you hit like a real estate agent or something to find the property, to find the actual land, or you just walked around and just looked at different signs?
No, I just walked around in the country and where actual Dominicans live. I mean, you'd be surprised how much land is for sale out in the country in the mountains. You just have to get out and look, which is the same thing that the real estate agent will do. So there's no point in paying them for things you can do yourself. If you rent a car or scooter and just drive around, more often than not, you'll see signs. But when people get the idea that you're looking, then they'll start coming to you. And you won't have to worry about all that. But I just walked around, and so a lady came to me and said, "Oh, I heard you looking for some land," and the rest went from there.
Okay. And generally speaking, because you're near the beach, right? I know you're up in the mountains a little bit, but are you kind of close to the beach?
Yeah, I'm about 5 minutes from the beach.
Okay. And is land like super expensive out there, or is it manageable? I know it depends on how much land you get.
Well, yeah, I mean it's manageable. I mean, when I bought mine, it was $10 a meter. So
Okay.
as long as you're not trying to buy a football field, I guess you can work with that.
Right. And okay, with the land, is it like in America? Do you have to pay property taxes every year on that property?
No, you buy the land and you pay tax at one time when you buy it. If it's empty, then of course it's going to be a lot less tax you pay if it has a structure on it. But you pay that one tax and that's it.
That's awesome. Because property taxes in this country can be really expensive. I mean, this country period is getting expensive. I was telling you earlier, man, that rents in Atlanta have skyrocketed in the last couple of years, man. You paying a little bit over like $1,400 a month for a 1 bedroom in some parts of the city right now. What city are you from, brother?
I'm from DC.
Okay. Oh, so you know about it then. I already know DC is very expensive.
Yeah, but you gotta have somewhere to live, so that's they got you over barrels. Nothing you do about it unless you just change the rules and leave altogether.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's true, man. One brother, MJ Hines 3 asked, "Do you think the DR is a possible spot for brothers to really take over?"
Take over?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what. I guess he means maybe kind of like control a little small section, like a city or town or something like that. And that's kind of like a random question, but
I don't know about take over, but there's a lot of opportunity here in the DR for expansion and doing things easier, more for your money than it would be in the United States. The DR is always going to have its own culture, and you're not going to be able to change the people. But
right.
There's a significant, presence of expats or whatever you want to call them here. That most of them kind of stay to themselves, but occasionally they all get together. Like on Monday night, we all get together and play spades, which has been a lot of fun. So I kind of look at it as if it were the 1700s and the pioneers were moving out west. There's so much potential of things that you could do, whether it's business wise, building a home wise, and things of that nature, that you would have a lot more success with than being in the United States.
Exactly, because you do have a lot of brothers. That's the first thing I noticed when I was in the DR, is that you got a lot of African American brothers with businesses out there. A lot of people don't know that. And I'm talking about some pretty sizable businesses too.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about, living here and building houses and things of that nature. But, after that, I guess one would have to ask the question, what is it that you do? What occupies your time? But there are a lot of guys down here who have online businesses, I know one brother that I'm supposed to meet with who is establishing his own radio show, internet radio show. So
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of things that available to people as far as work related opportunities. All you got to do is, have the drive and, want to make it work.
Mm-hmm. And we have a question here from a brother named Butch3727. He said, "Did you worry about paying the Gringo price versus the Dominican price for the land and the building?"
Gringo price. No, I didn't really worry about that too much.
Mm-hmm.
What I try to do is endear myself with the people, which is my neighborhood, if that's what you want to call it. I use everybody in my area, so I knew where they lived. We hung out at the store and things like that. Um, so by me paying them for X amount of months while I was having my house built, I'm putting food on their table, money in their pocket, and that kind of, brought me into the community, as it were. So I didn't really do the whole gringo price, everything, but I learned a lot about pricing and, how to pay for things and where you should go to pay for things and how to go about buying materials or anything, for that matter. But it's always good to have, a Dominican that you can really talk to, to kind of say, all right, well, maybe you shouldn't do it that way because they give you a price. So, there are ways to get around that whole gringo price kind of thing.
Okay. Awesome. And what would you say would be a good budget? Like, just say for myself, if I want to go out there and I want to be your neighbor, I want to build a house kind of close to you in a similar style, what would budget you think I would need to come up with?
Budget for what? For living?
Well, no, for building a house, for building a home.
Oh, that's open to interpretation. It depends on where you are, what kind of house you want. You can go as low as you want to go, or you can go as high as you want to go. It all depends. Here in the Dominican Republic, they don't really have, I get a lot of people ask me, well, how much would it cost to do this?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really work like that down here. If you go to some stores down here, they don't even have prices on the items in there. So,
right.
What you need to do is you need to shop around.
Mm-hmm.
At one point in time, I was going to the hardware store a week because prices fluctuate from week to week and season to season.
Mm-hmm.
And you try to get the best price, so keep in your pocket the more you can. So you can build a house for, way cheaper than you can in the United States, but it's hard to put a real actual number value on that because there's so many variables that come into play.
Mm-hmm. Okay, because I remember you was saying you had a real good video you had did about the rebar. You said rebar, something about rebar and concrete. Like a house is nothing but some rebar and concrete. In the States, we paying like $500,000, $250,000 for a home, but out there, you just break it down to the bare necessities and get that thing built.
Yeah, you got cinder block, sand, gravel, rebar. Those are the essential things you're gonna need to, get the structure started.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it is at this particular moment, but blocks might be, 28 pesos per block. So you can figure out how many blocks you need to make a wall,
Mm-hmm.
and you go from there. It comes out a whole lot cheaper than a lot of things they do in the United States.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Like I say, the United States is getting more and more expensive for almost, and you're getting less value. You know what I'm saying? As the market goes up, you're getting less value. You get way less bang for your buck because you got a lot of taxes, you got a lot of insurances over here, and in the Dominican Republic, man, it's just like it's more like easy living. That's why I go out there. Because man, it's like you go from a fast pace to as soon as you touch down, you already know tranquilo. Relax.
Yeah, no, it's not hard.
Right. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful out there. And like, do people like grow their own food out there as well? You see a lot of that out there?
Yeah, they had their own food. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I've got 3 mango trees, 2 avocado trees. I just planted a whole bunch of corn there, so it's you can grow your own food depending on soil around your house, what that's looking like. But a lot of people do grow their own food, and either
Mm-hmm.
they'll eat it or they'll eat some and sell it to one of these people going around selling to a colmado or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
you can be self sufficient. I mean, I'm from the city, so I don't really know a whole lot about growing or
Mm-hmm.
farming or nothing like that. But if you do have that inclination, it is possible.
Right. The reason I asked that, man, because in the neighborhood that I'm in, you got the HOA, and we can't even technically have gardens unless we go through a whole bunch of red tape and paperwork, basically. Like, you pay all this money, for a home, staying in a certain neighborhood, and you can't even grow anything. It's like, what's the purpose of even having any land if you can't do anything with it? I just want you to have a basic lawn, put some little stuff, put some little, signs up or whatnot, and that's it. Versus when you out there in the Dominican Republic, you can do whatever you want with your land. You can grow your own food. You can live off the land. Hell, you can get a goat if you want to, and you'd be just perfectly fine. Let me try to put a goat out in the backyard somewhere. They'll kick me out of this neighborhood in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, well, yeah. For the most part, that's true. I mean, we do have some neighborhoods here that are designed kind of like the United States with homeowners association fees and things like that. But those are those gated communities. And I personally don't necessarily consider that actually living in the DR because you're just trading one system for another. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any homeowners association free out here, and I don't even well hell I don't even really have all that many neighbors. But um, if you're out in the rural area, then you can have whatever it is you want out there: goats, horses, cows,
Mm-hmm.
chickens.
That's what's up, man. A brother asked, "Is it hard to get a residency out there over there?" It's pretty laxed over there, the DR. 'Cause I know a lot of guys that live out there.
No, well, no, I mean it's time consuming. It takes a long time, but
Mm-hmm.
as far as Americans are concerned, or foreigners, uh, it's not like if you don't have one that there's going to be a whole lot of problems.
Mm-hmm.
And then once the process started, you just a matter of time of waiting until it can all the paperwork gets settled. But I've heard that there's several different ways to go about doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that's true to form for the Dominican because there's more than one way to get things done down here. So
Exactly. Exactly. And you basically have like a consulting services for brothers that want to build a home out there. Can you speak on that a little
yeah,
bit?
yeah. Well, that's something that I'm trying to do for the
Mm.
serious people who want to come down here and really try to do that. But right now it's kind of slow with this virus running around
Right,
and
right, right.
things
Yeah.
like that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll take off. Um, I know a lot of people who come. They want to get together and talk about this or that, which is cool. I don't have a problem doing it either. So if for those who are serious, I'm I'm more open to the possibility of sitting down and discussing something if they want to build a house and
Hmm.
on the coast.
Hmm. Yeah, you was breaking up a little bit there, but yeah, in the Black Man Travels Facebook group, I know a lot of brothers are interested in building and investing in property overseas, whether it be the DR or Brazil or whatever country that brothers are going to, and to have a person that is already out there that can consult them, that can kind of give them put them in the right direction is a major plug, man, and that's a major move, and we really appreciate you for that, man, because
And no problem.
otherwise, African American men really got to sit together because when you go overseas, man, you really don't know what to expect. Let's just be honest. I remember I was in Brazil, bro, and I talked to a German. And this is when I realized what tribalism truly was. I was in Brazil, and I met this German guy, and he was a little down on his luck. Him and his brother had an apartment right in Copacabana. They fought about them apartment, so for when things hit the fan, they can just go down to the apartment in Brazil. And what happened to this dude is he was a real estate guy over there in Italy, And the Italians found out that he was not Italian. He had like a multi-million-dollar real estate deal. And they found out that he wasn't Italian. And the Italian mob got involved and they just did not pay him. They just took his property. Yeah. And they were backed by the Italian. He was explaining to me that the mob is basically the government over there in Italy. So once they found out that he was German, out of here. You don't get nothing, not $1 for your services, for your property. We're just gonna take it. And a lot of brothers don't really. We think everything is racism, but white folk have tribalism as well. He wasn't Italian, so they just weren't gonna pay him. So when you have a brother that's out there in this country, like you out there in the DR, man, you having being a consultant, that's a major move because brothers can feel rest assured that they taking they hard-earned money and they got somebody over there watching it, like trying to at least lead them in the right direction. So we really appreciate that, brother. Most definitely appreciate that, man. Because we know, you hear stories in the DR, about people buying properties and they buying property and the people they bought it from wasn't the true owner. They trying to build something and then somebody else shows up and say, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" They say, "Hey, man, I bought this. I'm building on my property." He's like, "You didn't pay me nothing." So it's a lot of schemes and scams all over the world. But that's definitely a good thing, man. If you hear that.
Oh, it happens. It happens. But I think, 9% of that is because a lot of people that I meet and talk to when they come down here, they still expect things to work like wherever it was they came from. And they tend to forget it's a different country, it's a third world country, and things don't operate on the same principle as they do in the States or Europe or wherever it is you came from. But whether it's naivete or what, they just automatically assume, oh, right, this person is going to, respond like this because that's the way it's done. But that's not how it's done here. So you have to be, aware of that. And, and then a lot of people come down here and they want a whole lot of information and then, they don't want to pay for the information. So, it happens on both sides. So it's not just, people here taking advantage, people who come over here try to take advantage as well. So, I mean, it's a thin line that you got to walk when you deal with all that kind of stuff.
Right. And you are you in Sosua or Puerto Plata? Like, where exactly are you at as far as the location?
I'm in Sosua.
Okay, so they got a new mayor. They got a new mayor out there, right?
Yeah, they got a new mayor, and we'll see. Well, he doesn't take office until I think the 24th of April or something like that. So
he's okay.
Right now it's like transition.
Yeah, you happy about the new mayor, man?
Yeah. It doesn't make a difference to me. I didn't get into politics in the States, so I'm sure we're not going to get into it over here. So
right.
A lot of the changes that he's probably going to make really won't have any effect on me. I mean, that has to do with tourist areas and things like that. So, all I can say is I hope he does, some good for, people and the infrastructure, get some of these roads together. But they have been making some strides. They've had a lot of construction, a lot of buildings being built. So we'll just have to wait around and see.
True that, man. Man, I hope things kind of go back to, because I started going to DR into 2000 and either 18 or 17. I don't remember. It might have been 2018. And I still had fun recently out there. Don't get me wrong. But the first time I went to the DR, to Sosua, it was just off the chain, man. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I just was not ready. And I went to Brazil and Colombia, but people always ask me, it was like, man, why you go to DR so much? I'm like, man, it's just nothing else like it. Like you got the beach, you got the good food, the people are cool, and of course you got the icing on the cake. We all know what the icing on the cake is. It's a beautiful. And when I ran into you on the strip, man, you rode up on a bike. I'm like, oh, what's up, bro? What's going on with you, man? And out there, the reason I love Sosua so much in particular, man, is it's like a brotherhood, right? Like the brothers really connect because language and culture bonds you more. Because when you're in the States, you see another brother, you be like, hey, what's up, bro? Keep it moving. But out there, it's just like, hey, what's
Right.
up, bro? Go get a beer, man. I see your YouTube channel. You know, I want to support and all this good stuff. So, man, running into you, man, it was dope, man. It was real dope, bro. Especially when you put up on a bike. I was just like,
Appreciate
damn, we got a bike. Oh, what's up, man?
it. Yeah, I appreciate it. It was good meeting you out there, man.
Yeah, man, it was hot as hell. That what was it like? It must have been in November, man. It was hot as hell that day too.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of shit out there. I mean, but we had this past summer, it was unusually warm. So I don't know what the summer is going to hold, but if it doesn't get any hotter than that, then you know we're all good. I've never experienced that kind of heat down here before, but even in that, you know, at nighttime it cools down and you get the breeze. So you know, but we're on an island, so that's what we're here for. So yeah, I'm not complaining. It's better than snow, I can tell you that.
Oh yeah. Most definitely. You say you from Detroit, right?
No, Washington D.C.
Oh, Washington. Oh, hey, that's just as bad, bro. Like I was up in DC one time. I'm just sitting here like, man, this ain't no type of cold I'm used to. You know, I'm from Georgia, so it's like, damn, you know, all this damn snow. Like, man, and you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, because I used to go to DC a lot. Man, some of the DC people, man, you know, coming from the South, coming from where I'm from, you know, we say good morning, how you doing, have a good day, you know, stuff like that. You know, you in DC, you be like, hey, good morning. Look at you like you crazy. You know what I mean?
Well, the further north you go, the less that happens. That's been my experience.
Right, yeah, exactly, man. Did you have like any type of culture shock, like when you decided? Because obviously you made a decision. You were just like, I'm gone. Fuck it. I'm gonna make my decision. Was it a little bit of an adjustment? Was you ever homesick at first, or you were just like, man, I'm good?
No, I've always been good. I mean, I wanted to leave too bad to be homesick, so you know, that wouldn't make any sense at all.
Right, exactly, bro. I already know, man. A lot of brothers don't realize, man, how good it feels to be out this country, man. It's like a breath of fresh air. You know, you can't even put a price on it, really.
No, it is priceless. I mean, every day, you know, when I get up, I see the ocean and hear the birds and the palm trees and all that. It's just like, well, we finally made it. You know, so it's been blessed experience, but you know, I'm loving every minute of it.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, man, I ain't gonna hold you too much longer, brother. I appreciate you coming on the show. I'm definitely gonna send you this video, man. Is any closing statements you want to say?
No, I appreciate you having me on the show. What's up, everybody? You know, if they're looking at my channel, appreciate that. Like, share, subscribe to that. You know, hopefully you and I stay in touch. You can hit me up anytime, man. And when you come back, we got to get together and have that beer.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. As soon as this COVID-19 thing is over, you know me, I'm in the DR like every 3 months. So, you know, we definitely gonna chop it up, bro. Definitely gonna chop it. I was gonna come down there in May, but you know, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's gonna happen with this, you know, this COVID-19 thing. So I'm just playing everything by ear, you know.
Well, be careful out there. Take care of yourself and your family. And I'm always around here somewhere. So anytime you want to, just hit me up. I'll be around.
All right, brother. Appreciate you coming on, man. Peace.
All right. No problem. Take it easy.
All right.